Hello! In this video, we will look closer to the resistances. We have seen in the previous video the cycle of experience. It is a method which give you important details about how we perceive and respond to our needs at each stage, and how it helps us to understand where we are stuck. For each of the stages, you can be stuck. There is one resistance that probably is blocking you. Here in the picture, you can see for each stages we have one resistance. We are going to see each of those stages and each associated resistances. Before we explain resistances, I want to emphasize that they are not always unhelpful. They are sometimes helpful. And resistances actually create boundaries. It's a way of defining ourselves in relation to others and to our environment. I like this, I don't like that, I'm drawn to this, I'm not attracted to that. This interests me, this is boring. It can be seen as a healthy response to one's environment, a way to solve a problem, manage or cope with potentially difficult, even dangerous situations. How they become unhelpful then and create stuckness? When they become habitual behaviors. Problems arise when fixed patterns or habits become overdeveloped and out of our awareness. Resistances most often arises between people. It happens when people are experiencing different kind of realities. And given that our values, prior experiences and beliefs are often different, coaching interventions encourages to move toward differences, to get curious and interested in our differences, and to engage with resistance. I can hear your thoughts now asking how to overcome the resistance. I will share 3 steps, and the first step to being able to identify resistances is to know the types of them. First, resistance, desensitization, numbing out, feeling nothing as a way to avoid dealing with difficult or painful issues, avoiding direct contact, physically, emotionally, or mentally. Positive example for this, physicians, for example, in a surgery, to focus, they need to desensitize themselves. And negative example, have a cynical attitude in the situation of real pain. Second one, deflection, avoiding direct contact by breaking the mood, shifting attention, or changing the subject. Positive example for it, using a joke or sarcasm to diffuse a serious situation. Negative example, ignoring or refusing a compliment. Introjection, taking in or swallowing an experience whole without questioning. You will know these because they often have a should in front of them. And positive example for introjection, should help when operating procedures. Negative example for introjection, if we allow teams, for example, team members, to swallow all their opinions, we miss out on diverse ideas and valuable perspective that may move us all forward. Projection, blaming another or attributing one's disowned feelings, desires, or characteristics to another. And positive example, when we admire someone, the qualities we project on them are mostly what is important for us. And negative example, he's going to attack me, for example, the minute I open my mouth. This thought, spoken by someone who sees others' disagreement as an attack, because he cannot own his own hostility. Retroflexion, doing to oneself what you want to do others or what you want others to do to you. Positive example, I give myself a little neck rub when I need someone extra tender, loving care. Negative example, I bite my tongue and yell at myself in my head for being stupid when my boss has seriously misstepped. To bite our tongues when others are open to hearing our opinions diminishes possibilities for growth and relationship. Egotism, it's a little bit different word. When someone is excessively focused on their own needs and desires, they may neglect to consider the consequences of their actions on others. It is when the person becomes an observer or controller of their own experience rather than participating in it. Positive example can be this helps to reflect deeply on values, past patterns, and what truly matters. This helps assess choices with self-awareness. And negative example, someone is in a therapy, for example, in a therapy session, constantly analyze how am I coming across? Do I sound smart? Am I expressing this the right way? This blocks real contact. The person is stuck in their head, avoiding emotional connection or vulnerability. The egotism here prevents growth and also intimacy because they are observing themselves rather than experiencing. Confluence is the last resistance, agreeing with others to avoid conflict or because one is unable to differentiate oneself and still feel valued or accepted. Positive example for confluence. Being in confluence with a team or community makes you connected. It makes you a part of the whole. And you can build relationships without being in confluence. Negative example, agreeing with others all the time, with others' opinions, to avoid having to take a position. This will lead you to a victim position in long term, and will make you upset, feel like not be seen and valuable. In the different experiences and needs you go through, all of these may be valid. When you look at your own experiences and cycles, which one do you experience more often? Which resistance is more dominant for you? We explained now all resistances. I know it could be complex in the beginning to understand. So you can watch this video again and again to understand the resistances and you can take a note. As I, for example, mentioned to you before in my own example to you, the one about postponing learning German. In that case, I was stuck in the mobilization phase in the cycle. And my resistance was introjection. As you see in the cycle, each stages creates their own resistances. Remember that we mentioned about 3 steps to overcome resistances. Now I know my resistance. The second step is to realize where is this coming from. Since childhood, for example, I was raised with the belief that being successful, working hard, and standing on my own feet is very important. Let's recall the definition of introjection and connect this. Introjections create shoulds. In my mind, I always have you should work hard. You should be successful to survive. This is kind of my belief, how I raised. What you can do to get this clarity, if you are used to do self-reflection, for example, it will be easier for you to discover the roots of your resistances. But if you are not used to do self-reflection, coaching or therapy sessions could help you a lot. This step 2.5. Ask myself, is this serving me in this case? Or am I paying a cost? I'm going to teach you a method to identify resistance is helping you or not. This is named resistance model by Karp. Here you can see, if I get what I want, this will be my power. If I get what I don't want, I will be victim. I will be angry. If I don't get what I want, I will feel like a loser. I don't want. This place is where resistances helps and serves me. And if I feel like I don't get what I want, my resistance does not serve me. This is for sure one part of the work to create awareness. But we are humans. Models may not help us always. You may need time to reflect and constantly work with yourself. Now, you identify resistances are not helping you. You know in which quadrant you are here. Are you a loser or a victim? And now, step 3 comes. If you're a loser, how you move to power? If you're a victim, how you move towards the positive side? The answer is not that easy. However, because you brought the topics into your awareness, this will already help you to make different choices and to act differently. If you still struggle to move into the power or positive quadrants, again, you can consider to bring support coaches. To finalize today, we look closer to introjection with my example. But please write to the comments what resistance you want me to do an exercise in the next video. If you want to have an example for retroflexion or each of them, we can look closely with giving examples in 3 steps. And we will again look to the Karp's model. For today, that's all, and see you soon. I'm looking forward for your comments. Ciao!